Chris Ash and Rutgers won 3 of 7 down the stretch last year, ended a lengthy conference losing streak. The defense improved significantly, brings a ton of production back, hoping new coordinator John McNulty can help jumpstart the offense, which will return some familiar faces. The head coach of the Scarlet Knights, Chris Ash, is with us now. And Chris, before we get into your team, I know you've had some off-the-field issues this summer. Kind of bring us up to date on where things stand.
Yeah, it's an ongoing investigation. I can't make any comments about it. It's actually an event that happened in the spring, so it's not something that happened here this summer. It happened in the spring. We were made aware of it in May. Some facts are coming about out here this July. It's still an ongoing investigation. It's an event that happened. I'm very proud of the players that we have in our program, very proud of the education and the behaviors that we have from our players. And it's an event that happened. We'll deal with it. It'll make us stronger, and we'll move forward.
We were talking about your team and the jump that you made record-wise last year. What were you most proud of with this team?
That we stayed together. You know, we had an up-and-down season last year. We had some really good moments. We had some disappointing ones. There were some games that we thought we had an opportunity to win, and we just didn't capitalize on them. Where it could have been a really good season. You know, had a chance for potential bowl berth at the end of the season if we would have taken care of business a couple games. But our team stayed together, and they really did what we wanted to do in year 2, which was compete and win more games. Year 1, it was about trying to implement the style of play, the way we're going to train, the way we're going to recruit. Year 2 is about competing and getting better, and we did that. And now the challenge is different in year 3. We want to be able to continue to grow and improve and win more games and hopefully get a postseason play when it's over.
Coach, way back when you were at Wisconsin, we talked about you wanting to be a head coach, and when that happened, now it's been 2 years. Give us some surprises that you weren't expecting as a head coach.
Time. You know, the time away from actually coaching the game of football. I love to coach the game of football. I love to get in the film room, watch film with the coaches, watch film with the players. When you become a head coach, you don't do that very often. And I miss that part of it, but that's part of the job. And then all the issues that come across your desk. You know, as a position coach or a coordinator, you're still coaching football. You don't deal with a lot of issues. As a head coach, you deal with them all. There are personnel issues, there's player issues, there's coaching issues, there's family issues, there's a lot of them. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. You know, those are probably the 2 things that have surprised me. I've heard about them, but surprised me more than anything else.
Coach, tell me a little bit about quarterback battle. Who do you think, or I should ask this question, what is it going to take to be the leader and be the quarterback for your team this year?
Really what we're looking for is a guy that earns the trust of all of our players. Our players elevate their play because of the guy that's at quarterback. That's really what we're looking for. We're not necessarily looking for a quarterback that's going to make a lot of plays, but he can take care of the football, execute the calls that are made, and he can get the ball in the hands of other playmakers on our offense and give them a chance to do something. I like our quarterback room. I think it's a really good room. It's stronger than it's been in the previous 2 years. Gio is a guy that's played for us a couple years. He's going into his senior year. We're hoping he can have his best senior year, but we got a couple young guys that are pushing for time too. It'll be fun to watch it all sort out. I'm excited about the room. I don't know who's going to be the leader of the pack when it's all said and done, but that's what training camp's for, and that's why we practice, and I'm excited about that unit though.
Coach, you're a defensive coach, and yet now this is your 3rd offensive coordinator in 3 years. How has that impacted the program, both positively and negatively?
Yeah, well, the negative part, I'll start with that. I mean, it's tough for player development. When you're constantly changing terminology and what you're asking the players to do, it's tough to develop players, and that part of it has been tough. We have tried to stay, at least here in the last 2, between Jerry Kill and John McNulty, stay fairly consistent with some of the things that we want to do overall. With the big picture, terminology may be a little bit different. Some of the fundamentals and techniques and things that we ask him to do schematically are very similar. So it allows for more player development. But I do feel really good about where we're at. John McNulty's a great coach. He brings a wealth of experience and knowledge to the game. His vision of the offense and what he wants to do and what I want in our program is aligned. And I'm very excited about what he's done, the progress that we've made in a short amount of time. I can't wait to get training camp going to watch that side of the ball continue to improve. And we got to score more points. We got to get better on offense if we're going to go to a bowl game. And I couldn't be happier or more proud of the job that he's done and how he's going to lead our team, our offense in the fall.
So has the terminology changed difference each time?
A lot of it has. A lot of it has. Going into the third year, a lot of it was mandated that the terminology changed. Because sometimes when it just sounds different, it is different to the players, and they get more excited about it, and that's really where we're at right now.
How about the guys up front on both sides? To win in this league, you got to have the guys up there that can make the plays. How's that development going?
It's been very good. I really like where we're at from an offensive line standpoint with the guys that we've got coming back. Our two tackles have played a lot of football. They're very talented. They're big. They're strong, and they're going to be the anchor points of our offensive line. We do have to figure out exactly who's going to be our three interior guys. Jonah Jackson was a guy that played for us last year, played very well, got hurt. He's back for us. We got some young guys that have really had good springs and good summers that I'm excited to see how they grow. I am concerned about the depth on the D-line. That's the one area on our football team that's probably the most concerning. Quarterback is concerning, but I feel good about somebody's going to be a playmaker there. I'm more concerned about the depth of our defensive line right now. And we've had to implement some other packages to take advantage of our strengths, which is our linebackers. So we're prepared to handle whatever situation we're faced with coming out of training camp.
The running back spot, give us a sense with Gus Edwards and Robert Martin gone, how that group is shaping up.
Yeah, those are two really good players. Both of them have gone on to the NFL, and I think both are going to have a chance to make a team and do some things at the next level. Jonathan Hilleman is a grad transfer running back we brought in from Boston College. He's done a great job so far. I get asked a lot to compare him to Gus Edwards. Gus was a really good player. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to put that same comparison on to John yet because he hasn't played. But I think John's going to be a very good player, too. Raheem Blackshear is back. He was a true freshman for us last year, made some really explosive plays. I think he's got a chance to be a really good player for us. Trey Sneed was a guy that redshirted for us last year. He's had a great spring, great summer, looks great physically. He's a big, strong, physical running back, and then we got a freshman. So I think we've got 4 players there that'll be kind of running back by committee. We're going to use them all. It's not going to be 1 or 2 guys that's going to carry the load the majority of the time. It's going to be a running back by committee. And they're guys that have different skill sets. They can be at running back. They can spread out, be at wide out. We can motion. We do a lot of different things with them.
It's no secret your division is really tough. I think some would argue it's the best division in college football. Where is Rutgers' niche there? What's the formula that you're trying to put together to get Rutgers to the point where you compete with those teams at the top of the East?
Yeah, it's a good question. I really like the pieces of the puzzle that we have in play right now. I mean, if you look at most teams, if you have a great team, you're going to have good senior leadership. You're going to get the best year out of your seniors. We have a very, very high-quality senior class. It's not a big one, but we've got great players in that group, and I'm excited to watch them lead our team and play, hopefully, their best football this year. But we every day we just strive to be the best that we can be. We want to build a big, strong, physical football team that plays relentlessly every single day. And we're not there yet, but we're getting closer to that, a lot better than we were in year 1. I don't compare ourselves to the other teams in our league. It's a waste of time and energy. I'm focused on our team. But we're getting better. We're a lot closer today than we were. We got to get good leadership from our seniors. We got to get good play from our seniors. We got to get better in some key positions like quarterback, and then we're going to be fine. We're going to be able to compete with a lot of people.
I know you've talked about this some today. Do you talk to the players about a bowl game? You look at your schedule. You look at your improvement. It's certainly a realistic goal. Do you just come out and talk about it?
Absolutely. We started having those conversations last December when our season was over. After I was at Rutgers for a little while and got a lay of the land, figured out kind of where the program is at, what we needed to do. We kind of had a 3-year plan that we were hoping by year 3, if we were doing things the right way, that we would be in position. Not saying we're doing it yet, but we're in position to hopefully make that reality. And I feel really good that we're on track to make that happen. I like where we're at. We've flipped the roster. When I say that, through recruiting and player development, we're a much different football team right now. I like our beliefs, our behaviors, our work ethic, and you know, there might be a lot of high expectations on the outside, but we've got a lot of high expectations on the inside for what we can do.
You got a lot of upgrades coming and happening as far as facility-wise. How have you seen that benefit your team?
It's important in this day and age. Everybody wants to recruit the best players, and to do that, you do have to have some shiny new tools. I get that. Our administration gets that, and each year we're trying to make them better. We're trying to move the program forward. We've got a couple huge new facilities coming up with a new locker room and a new academic center that will be built at the end of the season. We're really excited about that, and we have other things in the plans as we continue to go forward. It is a huge part of the experience that we provide the student athletes on our roster and in recruiting.
So far, you speak about recruiting. So far, do you like the new recruiting calendar and the new rules?
I really like the early signing day. I'm not sure about the early official visits in the spring yet. It really accelerated the process, and I felt the dead period that happened here at the end of June, a lot of players felt like there was pressure to commit and make their decision before the dead period. Why, I don't know, but it's really accelerated it. I think it hurts in your ability to really get a good relationship built and really understand the strengths and weaknesses and what type of player that guy's going to be in your program. I really am shocked at how fast some 2020s, class of 2020 guys are committing right now. It's hard for me to believe that as a coach or a player, you really have a good feel of what you're getting from both ends at this point in your career.
How would you tweak it? Sorry.
I probably would just adjust the official visits, and I think there needs to be conversation on whether we have them or not moving forward.
How does it change you as a coaching staff as you guys go into those rooms and you're trying to figure out who the next guy is going to be as far as evaluating players with this accelerated recruiting?
Well, I think it affects everybody differently. We're a developmental program. I really want to see guys play their senior year still. We're going to go out and get some players that are great players right now that haven't played their senior year, but we're going to get some really good players that play really good their senior year that nobody's recruiting. And I think we're going to be able to build a program with some of those guys too.
What do you think of this new red shirt rule, Coach?
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to find a single coach who doesn't like it, right?
Well, I can't imagine an argument against it.
No, it's what's best for the student athlete.
Right.
There's benefit from the program and a coaching standpoint, but it's what's best for the student athlete. If it's best for them, it's good for everybody.
Really quickly before we let you go, it feels like the leadership at Rutgers has solidified now. What has it meant to have Pat Hobbs in as your AD?
It's everything. I love Pat. He gets it. We're aligned. We've got the same goals for our program. We want to build it the same way. We understand what the important pieces are that we need to get that done. And everyone wants to look at the coach. A coach can only do so much. Without the proper AD and the president, your ceiling is low. And I feel really good about the leadership and Pat Hobbs and what we're doing.
The head coach of the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, Chris Ash. Chris, thanks a lot. Always appreciate it.
Yep, thank you guys. Take care.